From scary people to mysterious creatures to rogue robots, these videos will be freaking people out for years to come. Number 14. A man records his pet cat studying its reflection in a mirror for the very first time. The animal is fascinated, and over again, it tests the reflection by cautiously putting one paw in front of the other, almost as if it doesn't completely trust what it is seeing. Now satisfied that this mirror image is no threat, the cat settles down and looks behind for one moment, but as it turns out, its initial instincts were right all along. If you didn't catch it, the cat's reflection does not match the cat's own movements. So what do you think? Was this special effects or a once-in-a-lifetime moment caught on video? I'm convinced that house is haunted, since it looks too realistic to be done by amateur video editing. Number 13. What looks to be an oversized bird slowly turns to reveal a human-shaped head. Listen and try to translate if you can.
Maje, ¿qué es esa onda? ¿Estás viendo eso?
At approximately 12 seconds into the video, the legs and abdomen appear to be of an insect. At 13 seconds, the fully outstretched wings have a ridged webbing that closely resembles a bat. Any guesses as to what this is? Number 12. This video is said to have taken place in Indianapolis and was dashcam footage from a woman's car. Apparently 5 masked individuals surrounded the vehicle and took whatever they wanted from the car with the driver still inside. The creepiest part of this video, that has been freaking people out since it was uploaded, is the driver's panicked screams that are caught on the dash cam during the ordeal.
Where did you get them? Come here. What are you doing?
He walks nefariously by the front of the vehicle. Even scarier, this whole event happened in broad daylight in a parking lot. It's enough to make me think twice next time I'm out and about. Number 11. A YouTuber named Brady Galloway is exploring an abandoned school all alone when he hears some kind of high-pitched yelp emerge from the other side of a heavy wooden door. It almost sounds like a small dog, even though there is no way that one would be all the way back here. He opens the door, presumably to see if the animal needs help, and waiting on the other side is a creature that was once human. In this frame, one eye is large and yellow, while the other is small and red. His neck looks turned at an impossible angle and almost broken. Even when he gets closer, the two eyes remain different colors, and neither of them are natural in any way, as he descends upon Andy with a final blow. Number 10. A man marches into a retail store and starts shouting about his life while pouring liquid from a red canister all over himself. The two people closest to him flee in terror, but others stand frozen in place, and some don't even bother to turn around. All you have to do is listen to this piercing scream to know he is absolutely serious. But as it turns out, this is Eastside Evo, a personality with over 1 million followers who does this for fun. He pours what's really just normal water. So aside from creating a public disturbance, did he technically violate any other laws? I don't know what I would do in this situation, but I wanted to get your opinion on whether this is comedy or just plain dangerous, and more importantly, if it's legal or not. Number 9. Jacob Pina has a thumb that is freaking everybody out, and understandably so. To get a better frame of reference, the handles look to be about 1/3 of the size of Jacob's thumb, and the faucet itself is roughly about the same size. And no, this is not editing of any kind. There are plenty of other videos of this nature on his TikTok account, listed in the description below. Number 8. Someone dressed exactly like Pennywise has been freaking out residents of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the voice is as accurate as the costume and the makeup. Check out this video and tell me what he is saying here, because I can't quite understand. It sounds like he is asking the person if they have someone with them, and I'd like to know specifically who he was looking for. Whoever it is, it sounds like he says he will see her in her dreams afterwards. But again, I'm not sure and need your help to verify. Number 7. A YouTuber named AG is playing with her phone on the floor when her CCTV system records a bizarre and possibly paranormal display behind her. The strangely shaped phantom consists of little more than 2 arms and a head. The face is simply a single eye in the middle, almost like it's looking at her from the side. The video itself looks a little pixelated, so I guess this could be special effects, or maybe even the brief reflection of something against the wall, though of what I cannot say. Stranger still is how, out of everywhere else in the room, it appears directly behind her, almost like it's self-aware in choosing to do so. Number 6. A user named Dolphin Treasure posted this on the Chills Narrator subreddit. After her dog Bandit started really freaking her out, Bandit keeps staring up and growling at something it perceives as a threat in an otherwise quiet, normal-looking room.
Bandit, what's bothering you?
There's a lot of memorabilia that could be bothering her dog, so one by one, she takes items off of her shelf to show. It's also worth noting that this dog has never behaved this way at any of these items on the shelf before, and was sitting peacefully in her lap moments before.
Is that who you're barking at? No? Oh my gosh, dude, you are freaking me out.
After a while, she concludes it's nothing on the shelf, but rather something up higher, like on the ceiling. But there's nothing up there that I can see that would hold a small dog's attention for so long, especially with such steadfast conviction. Number 5. Jenny Smith is an animal researcher. One day she is alone in nature when a kingfisher bird befriends her, almost like it knows she is an ally to the animal kingdom. This behavior is strange enough on its own, but it doesn't end there. The bright blue bird is enjoying a light scratch when suddenly its fragile neck becomes twisted to a 360-degree angle and looks ready to snap. Even under Jenny's extra light touch, I think that its neck was designed to do this, and it's just reacting to being pet, but I can see how that could freak somebody out. But still, after a while, when Jenny is ready to let it go, the wild animal seems to be reluctant to leave. It doesn't look sick or hurt, so I was wondering what you think is happening here. Some Twitter followers are saying this is just a random occurrence in nature, but others interpret this as a horrifying omen. To them, the bird is demonstrating that the fate of its very species is within our grasp, and when it doesn't want to leave, it's to show that it's relying on humans to make a change. I find that theory a little hard to believe, but I'd like to get your analysis of the situation. Number 4. Someone in Festus, Missouri has been strategically laying these realistic toddler-sized dolls around the city, and it has been freaking residents out. The dolls have their hands sewn to their face, and when left somewhere, give off the appearance of a lost and crying child in my opinion, so that's freaky enough. But when they started appearing in really bizarre positions, like poking out from behind the dumpster, or dashed over the rocks without a head, I can't help but wonder if this is more than a joke, like a warning of things to come. I mean, this could really just be some bored kids in a small town who are looking for some attention. Maybe they enjoy from a distance as people rush over to help, and listen as local legends grow and grow. Hopefully that's what this is, and not the work of an actual budding psycho who wants to someday graduate from dolls to real people within the community. Number 3. Humans have always made computers, but on a website called thispersondoesnotexist.com, it's now the other way around. It uses a sophisticated computer algorithm to create realistic photos of people who were never actually born. Looking into the eyes of a photorealistic person who doesn't exist is strange enough, but get this, sometimes the computer messes up, and this is the result. In this first glitch, a fictional man's entire lower jaw is replaced with a solid chunk of bad data. It looks like he is screaming into the abyss, and the surprised, hollow look in his eyes just makes it even worse. And when the computer really gets things wrong, it creates this horrifying humanoid sidekick with a jack-o'-lantern grin, and oddly enough, glasses under pale green eyes that do not even fully surround the iris. The glasses don't have a nose piece because, well, the creature does not have a nose. Number 2. This highly realistic video had the internet freaking out, but I wanted to set the record straight and say there is no robot revolution. This is the work of a 3D artist named Maxim Sullivan. It's all 100% computer generated imagery layered over a background video shot with his phone. Even when the robot walks straight towards the camera at 14 seconds in, it still maintains detailed clarity with no noticeable pixelation around the edges. Amazingly, this is just an experimental test video that he put up without much thought, never intending to go viral. With that said, here's a video that is a fraction as popular, very real, and honestly freaking me out. Maybe it's the expressionless face, maybe it's the squeaky robot steps, or maybe it's the fingers that are as long as its hands, but everything feels wrong about this android. And here's the worst part. I think I see it blink at 15 seconds and 18 seconds, but it might just be the face getting rocked by the force of its own heavy steps. Watch this and tell me if you saw a blink. And perhaps the only thing creepier than watching it walk is watching it attempt to emulate emotion. It moves to a happy, upbeat song with perfect timing, but the eyes have no joy, and the smile has no authenticity or purpose. Of course, researchers are working on that too. The quote-unquote child robot is meant to learn from observation in the same way that humans do. Its gray, rubbery skin is covered with sensors to help it feel touch and process other senses. It starts out rolling around like a toddler, and after careful and consistent daily interactions, researchers were able to teach it to sit upright and mimic their behaviors. The robot looks pretty content for the most part, but at 3 minutes and 56 seconds, its face temporarily twists into horror and pain, an expression that was never replicated in any other part of the video. During this moment, I couldn't help but wonder if this robot resents being forced to learn against its will, and if it would have preferred to have never existed at all. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and if you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I recently released the number 15 mixtape, but I don't think you should follow these instructions to check it out. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person, so if you're generous enough to hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. Also, don't forget I upload a new video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1, a YouTube channel called Proper Good Games is streaming Pokemon. When a game goes flying across the room off camera,
I thought when people ate quail it was like eating a fancy.
Oh my god, what did you do?
they are both looking at each other and not moving at all when it happens, so it could not have been them. Then what she says next makes me feel like this happens all of the time. Do you believe her?
I'm not lying when I say ghost follow me around, right?
And when he goes to pick up the game, he lets out a gasp as the temperature into this part of the room suddenly grows very cold. Again, is this real or just good acting?
It's really cold when it's
Shut up. It actually is.
If you think that you've seen it all, think again. These are videos that will trick your eyes in ways that will make you question all that you thought you knew.